Welcome to day 85 of our school year. Let's go ahead and get down our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days, and we are on day 85. Now first we want to think, is our numerator prime or composite? Well, 85 ends in a 5. Anything that ends in a 5 is divisible by 5. So we already have more than two factors. We have 1, 5, and the number itself. So it can't be prime, it must be composite. If you're not sure, you can always check on the prime number sieve. So that means we have to do our prime factorization for both our denominator and our numerator. Okay, remember we use our first 5 prime numbers to help us out. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Let's see, 180 is even, so I can divide by 2. Half of 18 is 9, and then our placeholder moves it over a place. It ends in a 0, so I can divide by 5. I can get 10 5s out of 90, which would leave 40, and that's 8 times 5 is 40. That's even, so I can divide by 2. I get 9. 9 I can divide by 3. I get 3. 3 is prime. When I get to a prime number, I'm done. So here it ends in 5, so I can divide by 5. I can get 10 5s out of 80. That leaves 35, which is 7. And 17 is actually prime, so we are done. Okay, let's get down our prime factorization. We always go from least to greatest. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5, and 5 times 17. See if we have any common prime factors. We do. 5. That is our greatest common factor. So that leaves 17 in the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, times 3 is 36 in the denominator. All right, let's go ahead and make our groups of 5 in our model. So we can do our division with our model. All right, the way I made my groups, I have 2 in each row, so I can count by 2s to find my total amount of groups. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. 36 total groups. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 shaded in. Okay, now that we've done our division with our model, let's go ahead and divide using our algorithm. We divide both by our greatest common factor. I don't know, I put an 8 there. Sorry. So we're going to divide 180 into groups of 5. We're going to divide 85 into groups of 5. Let's see, I know that 20 nickels gives me 100 cents, or $1. Okay, numbers the same, zeros the game, more on top, no need to stop. I can take more 5s out of that 80, so I'm going to bring that up here. 10 times 5 is 50. Numbers the same, zeros a game, more on top, no need to stop. Bring that 30 up here. 5 times 6 is 30. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add these up. 20 plus 10 is 30, plus 6 is 30. 6. Here, let's do 10 times 5 is 50. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Bring that up here. And then 7 times 5 is 35. Numbers the same, zeros the game. 10 plus 7 is 17. Okay, now we need to check using our inverse operation. The inverse of dividing is multiplying, so I do divisor times quotient, and the inverse of subtraction is addition, so then I add the remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Now since our remainder is 0, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to actually take time to add 0. 5 groups of 6 is 30. 5 groups of 3 tens is 15 tens, plus 3 more tens is 18 tens. 5 groups of 7 is 35. 5 groups of 10 is 5 tens, plus 3 more tens is 8 tens. So 85, that matches our dividend here, check. 180 matches our dividend here, check. So our numerator is definitely 17, and our denominator is definitely 36. Okay, so now let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. All right, we are on trimester 2, week 6. Today is 12, 16, 19. And our fraction for today is 1736. Okay, we did groups of 5, so let's go ahead and get out our number line. Okay, and go all the way. The last one we have is 1336, so 1436 is equivalent to 7/18 and also 35/90. We have 1536, which is equivalent to 5/12. That's the simplest form. Okay. And then we also have 1636, which is equivalent to 4/9. That's its simplest form. And 40/90. And then we have today is 1736. There's no lines below it because this is our simplest form, or our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. Okay, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.